Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. This is episode 163. I'm Fred.
And I'm Daphne. It's great to be here.
Today's conversation was suggested by our producer, Curt Robbins, and it really hits on a crucial topic for every professional right now.
It really does. It's about the difference between just using AI tools and truly understanding the massive forces they represent.
Exactly. We're basing our discussion on a fantastic article by Raj Sarkar. It's titled, "I Thought I Understood AI. I Didn't." And it was published in Outbound Fury on January 4th, 2026.
And Sarkar's main idea is that most of us, we confuse being familiar with a tool with actually comprehending it.
We get real value from it, sure.
Oh, absolutely. But we miss the underlying physics, the political economy, the infrastructure that actually drives it all.
Okay, so let's unpack that. If AI is more than just software, what does that mean for our careers? How does that change things?
Well, what's fascinating here is the shift in perspective. Sarkar argues that viewing AI as a product, something you just buy, is totally misleading.
So what's the alternative?
We have to view it as infrastructure, something that's governed, financed, and, frankly, fought over.
Like electricity or telecom networks.
Precisely. We focus on the slick user interface, but we don't see the real-world constraints that make the magic happen.
And what are those constraints?
According to the source, it really comes down to a few major inputs. First, you have compute and capital.
The hardware.
The hardware, the specialized chips, these massive, dense clusters. And the investment is it's huge with really long payback periods.
And that's why it's always the same few big companies at the top.
That's a huge part of it. The barrier to entry isn't code, it's capital. Then there's energy and the supply chains.
Right, these data centers need an incredible amount of power.
A staggering amount. They need permitting, cooling, interconnects, and their growth is shaped by utilities, local politics, even geopolitics, which control the choke points for the chips themselves.
And there's a third one, isn't there? The human element that we don't see.
The hidden labor. A surprising amount of this quote-unquote intelligence is propped up by human work.
Like data labeling.
Data labeling, safety reviews, content filtering, policy enforcement. The interface is clean because the mess is hidden away.
So saying you understand AI because you can write a good prompt is like saying you understand electricity because you can flip a switch.
Exactly. It's operational, but it's not strategic. And that leads to a really dangerous trap.
This is where it gets really interesting. Sarkar talks about the LinkedIn certainty trap. What is that? And why is that kind of shallow understanding so dangerous for leaders?
It's that flood of, easy-to-read frameworks and posts that promise you have agency, but they mistake using a tool for having actual foresight.
It gives you a false sense of security.
It does. And the consequences go way beyond just one person's productivity. They touch employment, inequality, the entire structure of industries.
So if your strategy is based on these superficial models,
you owe your organization less than what they need. You're not prepared. The capability improves faster than our institutions, our rules, our incentives can ever update.
Let's talk about job displacement. The source suggests it won't be some big, dramatic event.
No, it'll show up as quiet structural changes. It's all in the budget math.
How does that actually work in reality? What does that look like?
Well, first, there's what Sarkar calls non-drama displacement. The organization cuts back on contractors. Maybe it doesn't backfill a role when someone leaves.
Or they just compress two roles into one.
Right. It looks like natural attrition, not a big layoff. Then you have efficiency over compensation.
So your output is expected to double or triple.
But your compensation doesn't move. It's just framed as efficiency. And the third piece is this idea of shifting baselines.
Changing what good looks like.
Exactly. Once AI is embedded, the new baseline assumes you can produce infinite drafts with immediate turnaround. Thoughtful craftsmanship gets replaced by a system that values speed above all else.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast.
We were just talking about how AI is quietly restructuring jobs. The source uses marketing as an early case study.
Because so many tasks are modular, right? Copywriting, creative iteration, research.
They're all ripe for automation, and the temptation is to just treat this as a cost-cutting opportunity and not what it really is.
Which is?
An organizational redesign challenge. It's a much bigger problem.
And if we connect this back to the idea of AI as infrastructure, the moat just gets deeper and deeper.
Yes, the advantage goes to organizations that can fund that scale, secure the supply chains, and tolerate those long payback periods. Compute and capital become strategic weapons.
So does that mean the big players are just guaranteed to win? Is that it?
Not entirely. I mean, the story rarely ends with the first impressive demo won forever.
Okay, so what else matters?
The next winners won't be decided by model quality alone. The source really emphasizes that data matters more. Curation, provenance, domain specificity. That's the real game.
So the leader isn't the one with the biggest model, but the one who builds the most robust system around the capability.
Precisely. But this brings up a huge issue for every professional. Vendor dependence.
If AI is infrastructure, then building your entire strategy on top of a single provider.
Without an exit plan is, as the article puts it, hope with a contract. You have to treat this market like you would cloud computing or energy, not like some consumer app.
So leaders don't need to be machine learning researchers, but they need a much deeper mental model than just tool adoption.
They do, and Sarkar outlines 4 critical areas of governance.
Okay, what's the first one?
Separate possible from economic. You have to think about the actual costs. Inference costs, latency, reliability, all the integration work.
A cool demo is one thing, but running it for millions of users is another.
Strategy has to be built on what is cheap enough to be default at scale, not just what's technically possible.
Makes sense. What's number 2?
Treat data as an asset. The companies that really benefit are the ones with strong first-party data loops and trust. Messy, ungoverned data isn't an advantage, it's a liability.
And the third one brings us back to people.
Yes. Design roles, not eliminate them. The goal isn't asking if a tool can do a task. The real question is how the task changes the role, the team, and the entire business.
Just using it as a way to cut headcount.
Leads to short-term margin, for sure. But it also creates long-term organizational fragility. You lose the people who know how to adapt.
And finally, vendor strategy.
You have to ensure redundancy, have contractual clarity, and a plan for when pricing or capabilities suddenly shift.
So what does this all mean then? The choice for professionals is to recognize that AI is creating these real asymmetries.
In capital, in compute, in knowledge, we all participate in them.
So the strategic way to engage is to understand the constraints, the incentives, the power structures, not just how to get a quick draft.
It means we need to approach AI with a kind of moral seriousness. We have to recognize the effects on jobs, on inequality.
We have to move past that operational mode, the how-to guide.
And into the strategic mode to truly succeed in this new landscape.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.